Welcome to House of Energy, where fitness is more than just a journey. It's a community. Here you'll find strength in numbers with hip-hop cycling, extreme step, and our strength and conditioning HIIT class, FitX. Class is designed for all fitness levels. Together we push limits, reach goals, and celebrate victories because no one has to do it alone.
What it means to me to be a lifesaver is going above and beyond.
That we are a patient-centered facility. We are family-oriented and we believe in taking care of our community and neighborhood.
My personal favorite is being able to help.
Our staff does take into consideration, hey, this is like my mom, this is like my grandma, you know, and so the biggest factor is knowing that we don't just, hey, you know what, rush them in and out. No, we genuinely take our time to go ahead and make sure that each patient is taken care of properly.
Lifesavers is different from other providers. When you walk in through the doors, we are like family.
I mean, we're a small organization, and that gives us this family feel of, I have people that I can rely on, just like I'd call my brother and say, hey, I need help, and everyone jumps on board, and we're there for each other.
Lifesavers Emergency Room is your #1 ER for medical care. Your emergency or concern is our priority.
So Loteria is Mexican bingo, is what it is. And Loteria night started here at Space City Birria because during the pandemic, downtown was a ghost town. There was just nobody walking the streets of downtown. And I got the bright idea to one day host a Loteria night here in the restaurant. If you know anything about Loteria, is that usually in Mexican households, we gather around the table, usually grandma's house or mom's house, and we play Loteria for hours. I'm talking till 2, 3 in the morning. It brings the family together. You gather around the table, you forget about your problems, you forget about the worries of life, and you're just in the moment, having the time of your life with your family, and you're just living in the moment. Because I know from my childhood experience, the kind of fun, good times we had around the table, I wanted to bring that experience here to our customers. My name is Humberto Martinez, and I am the founder of Space City Birria, Tacos, and More. We're located at 415 Milo Street, Houston, Texas, 77002.
At Lonestar Sausage and BBQ, we specialize in homemade sausage and slow-smoked meats. Come taste the tradition. We can't wait to serve you.
Sophistication in a glass. Sophie's Punch is the perfect beverage for any occasion. You can choose from one of our 9 sophisticated flavors for our teas and our lemonades and our Arnold Palmers. They are available for purchase online at sophiespunch.com, and you can always stay connected to us on all social media platforms at Sophie's Punch. It's not just a drink, it's a mood.
Welcome to House of Energy, where fitness is more than just a journey. It's a community. Here you'll find strength in numbers with hip-hop cycling, extreme step, and our strength and conditioning HIIT class, FitX. Class is designed for all fitness levels. Together we push limits, reach goals, and celebrate victories because no one has to do it alone.
What it means to me to be a lifesaver is going above and beyond.
That we are a patient-centered facility. We are family-oriented and we believe in taking care of our community and neighborhood.
My personal favorite is being able to help.
Our staff does take into consideration, hey, this is like my mom, this is like my grandma, you know, and so the biggest factor is knowing that we don't just, hey, you know what, rush them in and out. No, we genuinely take our time to go ahead and make sure that each patient is taken care of properly.
Lifesavers is different from other providers. When you walk in through the doors, we are like family.
I mean, we're a small organization, and that gives us this family feel of, I have people that I can rely on, just like I'd call my brother and say, hey, I need help, and everyone jumps on board, and we're there for each other.
Lifesavers Emergency Room is your #1 ER for medical care. Your emergency or concern is our priority.
So Loteria is Mexican bingo, is what it is. And Loteria night started here at Space City Birria because during the pandemic, downtown was a ghost town. There was just nobody walking the streets of downtown. And I got the bright idea to one day host a Loteria night here in the restaurant. If you know anything about Loteria, is that usually in Mexican households, we gather around the table, usually grandma's house or mom's house, and we play Loteria for hours. I'm talking till 2, 3 in the morning. It brings the family together. You gather around the table, you forget about your problems, you forget about the worries of life, and you're just in the moment, having the time of your life with your family, and you're just living in the moment. Because I know from my childhood experience, the kind of fun, good times we had around the table, I wanted to bring that experience here to our customers. My name is Humberto Martinez, and I am the founder of Space City Birria, Tacos, and More. We're located at 415 Milam Street, Houston, Texas, 77002.
At Lonestar Sausage and BBQ, we specialize in homemade sausage and slow-smoked meats. Come taste the tradition. We can't wait to serve you.
Sophistication in a glass. Sophie's Punch is the perfect beverage for any occasion. You can choose from one of our 9 sophisticated flavors for our teas and our lemonades and our Arnold Palmers. They are available for purchase online at sophiespunch.com, and you can always stay connected to us on all social media platforms at Sophie's Punch. It's not just a drink, it's a mood.
Welcome to House of Energy, where fitness is more than just a journey. It's a community. Here you'll find strength in numbers with hip-hop cycling, extreme step, and our strength and conditioning HIIT class, FitX. Class is designed for all fitness levels. Together we push limits, reach goals, and celebrate victories because no one has to do it alone.
What it means to me to be a lifesaver is going above and beyond.
That we are a patient-centered facility. We are family-oriented and we believe in taking care of our community and neighborhood.
My personal favorite is being able to help.
Our staff does take into consideration, hey, this is like my mom, this is like my grandma, you know, and so the biggest factor is knowing that we don't just, hey, you know what, rush them in and out. No, we genuinely take our time to go ahead and make sure that each patient is taken care of properly.
Lifesavers is different from other providers. When you walk in through the doors, we are like family.
I mean, we're a small organization, and that gives us this family feel of, I have people that I can rely on, just like I'd call my brother and say, hey, I need help, and everyone jumps on board, and we're there for each other.
Lifesavers Emergency Room is your #1 ER for medical care. Your emergency or concern is our priority.
So Loteria is Mexican bingo, is what it is. And Loteria night started here at Space City Birria because during the pandemic, downtown was a ghost town. There was just nobody walking the streets of downtown. And I got the bright idea to one day host a Loteria night here in the restaurant. If you know anything about Loteria, is that usually in Mexican households, we gather around the table, usually grandma's house or mom's house, and we play Loteria for hours. I'm talking till 2, 3 in the morning. It brings the family together. You gather around the table, you forget about your problems, you forget about the worries of life, and you're just in the moment, having the time of your life with your family, and you're just living in the moment. Because I know from my childhood,
evening to our On Clutch audience. Thank you for joining us once again for another edition of College Tip-Off Basketball only on Clutch. Today we have a matchup between the Northern New Mexico College Eagles and your North American Stallions. Eagles are coming off of a big win against Navajo Tech University, putting up a whopping 130 points. And yes, you heard me correctly. You're not going deaf unless you are, but I did say 130 points. Leading the way for them was Jordan Duda, 28 points, shooting 10 for 11, 8 of 9 from 3, all in just 20 minutes. So they will be looking to continue that now building win streak against the Stallions today, who are coming off of another loss on a 5-game skid right now, working to right the ship today as they faced LSU Alexandria on their last time out, led by Damian Thomas with 20 points. Not quite enough to get the win, so they'll be looking tonight to figure things out and get back in the win column. In the meantime, we will go to a break, and we'll be back to start the beginning of this one with you here only on College Basketball Tip-Off, only on Clutch.
Welcome to House of Energy, where fitness is more than just a journey. It's a community. Here you'll find strength in numbers with hip-hop cycling, extreme step, and our strength and conditioning HIIT class FitX. Class is designed for all fitness levels. Together we push limits, reach goals, and celebrate victories because no one has to do it alone.
What it means to me to be a lifesaver is going above and beyond.
That we are a patient-centered facility. We are family-oriented and we believe in taking care of our community and neighborhood.
My personal favorite is being able to help.
Our staff does take into consideration, hey, this is like my mom, this is like my grandma, you know, and so the biggest factor is knowing that we don't just, hey, you know what, rush them in and out. No, we genuinely take our time to go ahead and make sure that each patient is taken care of properly.
Lifesavers is different from other providers. When you walk in through the doors, we are like family.
I mean, we're a small organization, and that gives us this family feel of, I have people that I can rely on, just like I'd call my brother and say, hey, I need help, and everyone jumps on board, and we're there for each other.
Lifesavers Emergency Room is your #1 ER for medical care. Your emergency or concern is our priority.
So Loteria is Mexican bingo, is what it is. And Loteria night started here at Space City, Birria, because during the pandemic, downtown was a ghost town. So there's just nobody walking the streets of downtown. And I got the bright idea to one day host a Loteria night here in the restaurant.
And welcome back to college basketball tip-off here on Clutch as we await the starting lineups to be announced for the Northern New Mexico College Eagles and the North American University Stallions. It's going to be a good one tonight as both of these teams coming in with records that could be a little shinier, are looking to get that much closer to a positive record. Eagles coming in at 3-13. Stallions in at 4-9 right about now. So far, we've seen the Stallions unable to eke out some of these closer games. Last time they were here at Stafford Municipal, they had just lost a game to Texas A&M University San Antonio Jaguars. That game ending 71-70, heartbreaking there. And they would then go on the road for the following two games, the most recent of which, LSU at Alexandria. They had the lead in the first half, up by 2, but following that came up short in the second half, not shooting nearly as well, ultimately shooting 78% from the free throw line that game. And after that, not much great shooting, shooting 25% from 3 and 33% from the field as a whole. And here is the lineup for the Eagles tonight. Number 2 you saw coming out there is Josiah Ramos. Number 14, Nigel Quainer. Number 5, Malik Malual. Number 23, Leo Gerardo. And number 24, Nico Modric. And here for your North American Stallions, give it up for this starting 5. Beginning with number 4, Tevin Goins. The 5'10" point guard, junior. Number 5, Oakley Lewis, the 6'6" sophomore guard and forward. Number 8, Jamerick Hammond, 6'2" guard. Number 45 stepping in the lineup, Anthony Ingwu. Hope I pronounced that right. 6'8" junior. Starting today, most likely at forward, power forward, because number 30, the senior, 7-foot senior, Damian Thomas is in. Leading all scorers in their last time out with 20 points, shooting 100%, 8 for 8 from the free throw line. So they'll be looking to him particularly with this sizable lineup for the Eagles. In particular, that big man you see on your screen, the 7'2" Majwick. He's a senior out of California, all the way down here where everything's bigger in Texas, but he hasn't found anyone bigger than him. It'll be real important to see the Stallions get that perimeter shooting up if they can't find a way around the rim protection that is Majwick. Both sides seem fairly even in terms of size. And we'll get this first half started here. As the tips go to your Stallions. Northern New Mexico starting out in a man defense. Goins coming around to get the ball at the top. Feeds it down low to Ingwu. Strong move. And he finishes inside. First 2 points on the board for the Stallions. Balls to Majwick. Feeds it back down low to Malawal. He dips it down low. Kick back out to Ramos. Pump fake drive. Thinks twice. Sends it back out to Malawal. He's looking for something. Finds Majwick down low. Tries to get it away. Loses it. Lewis ends up with it. And he sends it up. Goins finding Thomas. Cutting. Thomas one too many dribbles. Almost loses it, but gets it out, then throws it away. Ramos coming the other direction. Looking in the corner, he finds Gerardo. Gets a screen, Hammond on him. Malawal back over to Ramos. Defense resetting for the Stallions. Double right now on Majwick. Down low at the free throw. Free throw line had it was Quainer, but he lost it, but the Eagles won't lose possession. So Ramos will inbound it. Finding Gerardo, quick for a three, and it's nothing but net. 3 points up for the Eagles. Hammond across court. Thomas at the top. Goins making his play call, gets a screen from Thomas. He gets the switch. Working on Majwick. Thomas gets it. He steps back, takes a long two off the glass, but no good. Majwick with a rebound. Ramos gets it across the court, driving down past the elbow, tosses one up, no foul. Recovering it was Quainer. Now Gerardo loses it. Goins getting his hand in there. Lewis, Hammond, Thomas. Unable to finish the alley-oop layup. Ramos going the other direction. Tosses it up. Malawal doesn't quite lose it to Lewis. Finds Gerardo opposite end, but it was intercepted by his own teammate, and so Ramos takes a three. He's unable to get it to go. Thomas being a point center here, going coast to coast, working against Majwick. Ingwu works again, but this time that time, Quainer was able to keep Ingwu from driving in, and they call it travel as he picked up his pivot foot. So Maluau has it up top, finds Quainer at the elbow, working on Ingwu, has an open lane, gets it up but blocked by Thomas. And there'll be a loose ball foul on the floor as Modric tastes the hardwood. And they'll call Oakley Lewis for a push. So it'll stay here, 16:46 on the clock. Just a 3-2 game thus far, 3 minutes into this one. Eagles leading down the baseline, floater from Ramos, and that's good. 5-2. Hammond is met by Gerardo at half court. High screen. Over to Thomas. He takes one step inside, fakes, head fake. Going to work down low, unable to get it over. And that's some staunch defense there. And before falling hard to the ground, they call a travel on Ramos. And so it'll be back to the Stallions. Approaching 16 minutes, 5-2 game. Lewis at the top, he's driving, goes up against Maluau, but taken away. Gerardo's now coming across half court. Maluau swings it back over to Ramos, driving baseline. He's got Goins on him. Back up to Maluau. Goins. Ramos gets one to fall. Got a bucket each from each side of the baseline. And so it's 7-2. Lewis pulls up from the free throw line. Easy warm-up jumper. That's 2 points for Oakley Lewis. Gerardo cutting down. He finds his way to the corner. Thomas on him. Maluau by himself in the corner. He lets one fly off the back rim. Modric ends up with it. Ramos pulls up quick off the right. Hammond tracks it down, throws it up to Thomas, who was snuck by Quainer. Ball on the floor, goes out, and the Stallions will keep possession. Looks like Thomas wasn't entirely aware of Quainer coming around the back door as he nonchalantly waited for the ball to get to him. So Modric will step out, and replacing him looks to be Nioke Grant, 6'9" junior forward, as Ramos is taking it the other way, looking behind him, tries to draw a foul, tosses it up, no good. And a late whistle after the rebound was already being done, and now they're calling it on Oakley Lewis. That's his second one, so likely gonna see him come out after this first free throw, if not before. Standing at the scorer's table, Eric Wynn. First free throw good for Ramos. He's got 5 so far out of the 8 for the Eagles. 14:51 to go this first half on Clutch College Basketball Tip-Off. Ramos, second free throw, good. 4-9. He's got 6 of them. Eagles pressing. Hammond able to get across court. Wynn gets it back to Hammond. Thomas, quick pull up from the corner. No good. Gerardo pulls down the rebound. And the Eagles are going the other way. Been a few possessions so far for the Stallions. Coming up empty As an off-ball foul occurs. Refs will discuss it. And it looks like they were calling that one on Grant. So the Stallions will have the ball going the other way. Stallions working against this press. Goins drives quick, puts one up for Thomas. He doesn't get it down. A lot of contact, but no foul. Coming the other way, there's Quainer at the wing. Passes it back up to Gerardo. Looking for something. Loses it for a second, but gets it back out to Ramos. Stallions in a 2-3 zone right now. At the free throw line is Grant. Working on Ingwu. Loses it, and it's going the other way for the Stallions. Another turnover for the Eagles. Stallions have yet to convert these into points. As Mioke Grant comes out, and he's replaced by Mabini Nam, 7-foot senior. Out of South Sudan, Goins kicks it over to Wynn. Wynn drives, crashes. Thomas underneath, rejected by Maluau. Timeout called by the Stallions. 13:23 to go in the first half, 9-4. And we'll go ahead and take a break too. This is college basketball tip-off only on Clutch.
Sophistication in a glass. Sophie's Punch is the perfect beverage for any occasion. You can choose from one of our 9 sophisticated flavors for our teas and our lemonades and our Arnold Palmers. They are available for purchase online at sophiespunch.com, and you can always stay connected to us on all social media platforms at Sophie's Punch. It's not just a drink, it's a mood.
Welcome, welcome, welcome back to this matchup between Northern New Mexico College and North American University. We got a 9-4 ball game in favor of the visitors. 2 fouls on each team. Goins inbounding it here for the Stallions. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Sean Fry now in the game. He gets the inbound. Looking around, attacks the middle, gets it to Wynn, Wynn's up top. Gotta get a shot up, 5 seconds for Fry, puts it up off the front rim. Trying to track it down was Thomas, but before he could, Quainer knocking that one out of bounds, so the shot clock will reset to 20 seconds. And now coming in is Caleb Malik in for Ingwu. Anthony Ingwu got the first bucket for the Stallions, been quiet ever since for them. Thomas driving, loses it, and there's another turnover. Something the Stallions struggled with this past weekend with 23 total turnovers in that game against LSU Alexandria. So they'll look to cut that in half to have a chance. Ramos from deep. Couldn't find anybody to send the ball to, so he sent it to the rim. 12-4, Eagles turnover from Fry. Getting it down low, Maluau gets it and lays it up on a quick turnover basket. 14-4. Goins sends it up. Thomas on the wing. He's getting doubled. Goins. And back to Fry, and now Goins has it once again at the logo. Looking to get something started. Sends it over to Malik in the corner. Open look, short, but on the tip Thomas unable to get it one-handed as he falls down. Ramos gets it up. Another quick pass. Maluau back out. Fake from Ramos. He lets another one go off Thomas as a pileup ensues down there by the elbow, consisting of Goins, Malik, and Maluau. Some solid ball movement there from the Eagles. Ended up with a good look. Had the defense moving around. Unselfish play, looking for a great shot. Passing up good ones. So Maluau will step out, and so will Gerardo. And so we'll see the entry of Taj Malik Campbell and Jesus Mendoza. Trying to get it out to Mendoza, but Fry's too quick. He gets there, crosses over, driving down the lane, 2 big steps, and Fry lays it in on a fast break. Quickly turning a turnover into 2 points, cutting the lead down to 8 as we approach 11.5 minutes in this first half. Chambers Harris is also in the game now for the Stallions. Ramos has it up top. Tries to split the defense, losing the ball, keeps it and manages. Malik sends it up to Fry, trying to be chased down there by Nam, and drops it off to Malik, who goes up unafraid and lays it in over Nigel Quinter. And now the lead is 6, 14-8, as we've eclipsed the 11-minute mark. Up from deep, Jesus Mendoza, freshman out of El Paso. Chambers Harris gets it, sends it over to Malik. Tough fadeaway over Nam, no good. And so Ramos sends it over, and losing it, unable to corral it was Quainer, but tracking it back down was Campbell. Mendoza calling for a play, and the Eagles coach, there's a stoppage, wasn't a timeout, but Ramos will come out, and so will Quainer. Grant gets back into the game. First time seeing action here is Javondre Leak, 6-foot freshman out of Laurinburg, North Carolina. As he goes to work on Chambers Harris. Fry in the mix. Swung down low to Campbell. He's driving baseline. He's stopped up by Malik and Thomas. Grant flips it over to Nam at the top of the key. Sent it back to Grant, but he was no longer there. So into the sidewall the ball goes, and now it's going the other direction for the Stallions. Sean Fry pulls up casually, no good. Coming back the other way. Campbell on the wing, working on Chambers Harris. Well, Chambers Harris working on him. Thomas cuts him off, doesn't allow the drive. That's good defense, ball goes out of bounds. Still for the Eagles. But Thomas did a great job of cutting off that driving lane for Campbell. Because if he gets downhill, there can be problems. Inbounding it is Leak. Gets it to Campbell on the baseline. Jumping with him is Wynn and Malik. Unable to get it. Thomas lost it. Malik pokes it away from Nam. Pulling up again is Mendoza. He knocks another one down. The lead is 12. 20-8 as we approach the 9-minute mark. Eagles so far shooting well from deep. Stallions, oh, Thomas, a great pump fake to get Nam up and get by him, but unable to finish the reverse layup. Leak gets it to Grant, poked away by Thomas. He's calling for it. Good pass. coming from Chambers Harris, drops it right in the basket, and fouled was Damian Thomas. That one will be on Melvin Grant. Excuse me, Mioke Grant. So Thomas at the line went 8 for 8 in his last matchup against LSU, and that's already out the window, 100% from the free throw line as he misses the first one. And so Grant and Nam will step out. Replacing them is Malual and Gabriel Gutierrez, 6'4" senior out of Chihuahua, Mexico. Thomas, second free throw, no good. Stallions struggling to see one go in. Halfway through this first half, still haven't broken double digits. Gutierrez gets it back over to Leak. Mendoza in the corner for his third one. No good this time. Fry with the rebound. He's looking up, trying to get something to work. Spin move. Lays it off the glass. No good. And Campbell with a strong rebound. Eagles looking real composed. Stallions getting a little desperate as a poke comes from Thomas. And he throws it down. 2 hands. Finally, the Stallions break double digits. We're looking at a 20-10 game with 8 minutes left in this first half. Gutierrez on the handoff from Leak, being pressured by Harris. Fry steps over the pick, leaving him nowhere to go. This time Leak drives and lays it up, no good. Good defense as Fry is heading out on the fast break, but fouled, and they'll call that one on Javondre Leak. Stallions have protected the rim pretty well. 3-point line so far has been hurting them a little more than that. If they can continue to get out in transition and find some easy looks, they can crawl back into this one. As Damian Thomas steps off the floor, Anthony Ingru's back in the game. So it's Chambers Harris, Wynn, Fry, Malik, and Ingru in right now. As Quainer trying to keep up with Chambers Harris. Ingru thinking about it. Chambers Harris calling for a screen at the wing. Quickly, Malual sticking with him and laying it up. It's Chambers Harris on a tough blow by. 20-12. New in for the Eagles, number 30, Eloy Medina. Mendoza gets it back out to Medina. Medina lets it go from deep. His is long. Chambers Harris will come up with it. Trying to split 2 defenders, Mendoza and Malual. Gets tripped up, and they'll call that one. Well, it looks like the ref was signaling 13. So that's on Jesus Mendoza. And right now we have a stoppage as Caleb Malik was being tended to by the trainer. And so now he'll officially be subbed out to get looked at. And Jameric Hammond will come in for him. Inbounding was Wynn. Chambers Harris gets a screen from Ingru. He's rolling, losing the ball, Harris, but Hammond gets it back on a steal. Fry, pump fake, he drives, tries to get it to Ingru, but Quainer was reading that the whole way, took it the other way, forced to pull up. At the elbow, free throw line. Malual, no good. Quainer trying his best to get a tip in. Hammond coming back the other way, being pressured, double teamed in the back half. Gets it up to Chambers Harris. Pulls up at the free throw line, short. Coming down with it is Gutierrez. Mendoza calling out a play. Gutierrez finds in the corner. Mendoza pump fake, gets Hammond off his feet, lets it go short. But the rebound gets back to them, and Maluau met at the rim, but they'll call a foul on Fry. Stallions almost gave up another three there. We're fortunate Mendoza unable to get it to go, but had a great look. Fry on a good recovery there to meet Maluau and prevent an easy bucket. And ultimately saving the Stallions at least 1 point. Fry, Chambers, Harris on the way out along with Inglu. Thomas, Malik, and Gowans back in. Apologize for earlier mispronunciations there. Appreciate you in the comments calling me out on it. Second free throw, no good from Maluau, so ultimately a worthwhile foul from Fry. Eagles have their slightly smaller lineup in there, if you can call 6'6" Nigel Quainer small. He's at the 5. Puts it up is Malik from deep. That's short. Going the other way is the Eagles. Medina gets it over to Mendoza. He shoots one at the elbow, no good. Medina has the ball back. Back over to Mendoza. Maluau sitting on the wing, gets a quick one over, tries to anyway to Gutierrez, no good. Gets a poke on the sideline against Wynn, and ultimately ends up throwing it away, trying to get to Nigel Quainer. Campbell will check back in this time for Maluau. As we still have a 20-12 game here with just 5 minutes left to go in this half. Stallions offense been sputtering thus far. As Goins gets around the screen. Medina on him. Cutting down was Wynn. Malik on the handoff. Spin move up against Gutierrez and finishes inside, cutting the lead to 6. Grant is at the scorer's table, and he'll come in as Medina just threw it into the Stallions bench. So Grant along with Ramos coming in. Gutierrez and Medina stepping out. Ramos, the leading scorer so far for the Eagles, coming back in to give them a spark. They've been at 20 for a little while now. Goins, phantom screen from Hammond. Malik closed out by Campbell, sticking with him, tosses one up and finishes a tough one-hand shot from just outside the block. Campbell, good defense there, just couldn't stop that move from Malik. As Gowans was making Ramos work, but he gets a foul. .403 left, 16-20. Eagles up as Ramos inbounds it, and they're calling an offensive foul against Grant, trying to use that big body weight up against Jamaric Hammond. Tried to send him flying up against the baseline. And they'll call him for it. And so now he's stepping out as Maluau's back in the game. 4 minutes to go. 4-point game. Ball's being rolled up as Gowans eventually picks it up. Gowans blows by Ramos. Late on the rotation was Quainer. And now it's just a 2-point lead for the Eagles, calling a timeout. 20-18, 3:51 to go in the half. Stallions back in this one, and we'll take a break. College basketball tip-off only on Welcome back. Matchup here between the Northern New Mexico College Eagles and your North American Stallions. Game's gotten a lot closer in the last 5 minutes as the Stallions have gone on a run to now be down just 2 points. At one point trailing 20-8. Coach Jesus Aragon for the Eagles had to call one because his team started getting a little sloppy as Campbell fadeaway, drifting at the elbow, unable to get it to go. Hammond, hezzy step, gets it back out to Gowans. Working on Javondre Leak, who gets a poke but unable to get the ball. Leak making Gowans work. Gets around the screen by Thomas. Gowans putting in a lot of energy, loses the ball, but gets it, loses it again, and this time Campbell comes up with it. He's driving strong to the rim, unable to get it to go, and this time Maluel blocked by Wynn. But ultimately, 2 points as the follow-up comes from the Eagles. 22-18. Inside of 3 minutes left in this half. Wynn setting a pick, Thomas setting a pick, Hammond setting a pick. Trying to get through, and they'll get a call. And they'll call that one on Leak. No. Yes. And we get a substitution. Gowans putting in a lot of work there. They'll give him a breather. And so Chambers Harris will be back in the game as Hammond takes a free throw. First one's good, so he'll get another. And that's his first point of the night as he cuts it to a 3-point deficit. 2:19 to go. Second free throw is good. And now it's 22-20. As the Stallions will make an effort and push for the lead here in these final 2 minutes and 13 seconds. Hammond up on Leak. Campbell gets the ball, wins on him. Thinking about it for a second was Mendoza, but he skip passes it to Leak, who gets it down to Malualo. But they're calling 3 seconds. And that's another turnover for the Eagles. And so the Stallions will have a chance to finally tie or take the lead for the first time in the game since they had the first bucket at 2-0. Double screen for Harris. Hammond over to Malik. Cutting down Chambers Harris. Thomas on the wing, looking for something against Quainer. Hammond on the behind the back pass. Short, Malual with the rebound, and Campbell will bring it up. He's driving, goes baseline, and then goes out of bounds. Consecutive turnovers for the Eagles. Coming back in the game is Gerardo in place of Campbell. Chambers Harris brings it up. Meeting Leak across half court. Hammond has the top of the key. He's driving, gets it over, no good, but Thomas on the follow. Nobody there to box him out as Quainer was contesting the shot for Hammond. Double high screen. Bounce pass over to Gerardo. And he bounced it down to Malual on the block, guarded by Thomas, doubled by Malik. He gets it away. But on the baseline, ref will call a foul. We are inside of 1 minute in a tie ball game. Stallions on a 14-2 run brought themselves back into this one. And we'll see a timeout from the Stallions before this inbound. And so we'll take a timeout. Never mind. My producer's telling me we'll stay right here And so that'll give me some time to talk to you about what has been a fight. Glad to have seen the Stallions fight their way back into this one, trailing by double digits early, but able to work their way back as we approach what's going to be a dramatic half ultimately. And see, as I'd mentioned before, Stallions had the lead in their last game, but were unable to close it out, being outscored by 10 in the second half. 12 in the second half. Losing that game 77-66. Slow start for the offense today, but they've started to pick it up. They've started on the defensive end of things, forcing several turnovers, both against the Stallions having staunch defense and some slowly progressing offense has tied it up here. And so same units are coming back out. Excuse me, no, Mendoza's back in the game for the Eagles. Ramos will check it in. Gerardo empty in the corner by himself, but Ramos not seeing him. Bounced off the knee of Malawal. He sends it back in before it goes out of bounds. Hammond pressing up top high against Mendoza. Gotta keep pressure on him. He can shoot it and he will do it. Stepping back is Gerardo. It was a 2, but no good anyway. Thomas tips it out. Wynn gets it, and now they're pushing up quick. Sends it over to Hammond. Lets it go, no good. Finds its way back to Wynn. He gets it over to Malik again. Foot on the line, so it's 2, but no good. Short, Hammond picks it up. Eagles wanted a call there. Wanted to see an offensive foul from Wynn on that initial drive. Didn't get it. And so Stallions taking their time. 15 seconds on the clock, but 5 on the shot clock. Driving Harris high off the glass, no good. Gerardo gets it. Ramos coming down the floor, 8 seconds to go. Mendoza, pump fake, no good. Ramos loses it off Hammond. And 1.7 left on the clock. So if they can get anything up, Eagles have to get it up quick as Inglewood will step in for Thomas. No, for Hammond to get a little more length and protect the rim, because the mentality is likely to get something at the rim if they can. Ramos looking for Mendoza. He tosses one up. No good. Trying to tip it in was Quainer as it was off the mark. But that's no good. And so we'll see this half end in a tie, 22-22. Stallions ending that half on a 14-2 run. A 14-2 run. Hard fought to get back into it. And they seem like they're carrying out the momentum going into this halftime. We'll be back here with a halftime recap. But for now, we'll go to break. Here, college basketball tip-off only on Clutch.
This is more than just a journey. It's a community. Here you'll find strength in numbers with hip-hop cycling, extreme step, and our strength and conditioning hit class, FitX. Class is designed for all fitness levels. Together we push limits, reach goals, and celebrate victories, because no one has to do it alone.
What it means to me to be a lifesaver is going above and beyond.
That we are a patient-centered facility. We are family-oriented, and we believe in taking care of our community and neighborhood.
My personal favorite is being able to help.
Our staff does take into consideration, hey, this is like my mom, this is like my grandma, you know, and so the biggest factor is knowing that we don't just, hey, you know what, rush them in and out. No, we genuinely take our time to go ahead and make sure that each patient is taken care of properly.
Lifesavers is different from other providers. When you walk in through the doors, We are like family.
I mean, we're a small organization, and that gives us this family feel of, I have people that I can rely on, just like I'd call my brother and say, hey, I need help, and everyone jumps on board, and we're there for each other.
Lifesavers Emergency Room is your #1 ER for medical care. Your emergency or concern is our priority.
So Loteria is Mexican bingo, is what it is. And Loteria night started here at Space City Birria because during the pandemic, downtown was a ghost town. There was just nobody walking the streets of downtown. And I got the bright idea to one day host a Loteria night here in the restaurant. If you know anything about Loteria, is that usually in Mexican households, we gather around the table, usually grandma's house or mom's house, and we play Loteria for hours. I'm talking till 2, 3 in the morning. It brings the family together. You gather around the table, you forget about your problems, you forget about the worries of life, and you're just in the moment, having the time of your life with your family, and you're just living in the moment. Because I know from my childhood experience, the kind of fun, good times we had around the table, I wanted to bring that experience here to our customers. My name is Humberto Martinez, and I am the founder of Space City Birria, Tacos, and More. We're located at 415 Milo Street, Houston, Texas, 77002.
At Lonestar Sausage and BBQ, we specialize in homemade sausage and slow-smoked meats. Come taste the tradition. We can't wait to serve you.
Sophistication in a glass. Sophie's Punch is the perfect beverage for any occasion. You can choose from one of our 9 sophisticated flavors for our teas and our lemonades and our Arnold Palmers. They are available for purchase online at sophiespunch.com, and you can always stay connected to us on all social media platforms at Sophie's Punch. It's not just a drink, it's a mood.
share with us what happened in that game. Just turnovers, not being smart down the stretch, giving them the ball. The tough team we played tonight, they played really hard. We just fell short tonight after we had a really good road outing to finish our road trip. Game come down to rebounding and being smart, and that's one of the two things that we didn't do very well tonight, so we gave up one tonight.
So, with that said, how do you take that into your next game against Texas College? Have you already thought at all about the game plan going forward?
Yeah, I mean, we have a 24-hour rule here with our program, so we're thinking about it, but, you know, kind of soak it in, get back to the drawing board a little bit, and then we got, I mean, if we can't turn the ball over and we can rebound the basketball, we can play with anybody. So that's what it comes down to. So get back to the drawing board, make things simple, and take care of the ball and rebound the ball.
Your starting guard, Eliza Peralta, she's been averaging about 13 points a game, real strong. She looked good there late, especially trying to take over. What do you have in plan for her to continue the success she's had so far this season?
Getting easy looks, simplifying the game for her, freeing her up a little bit. Don't want her to have to do too much. She shouldn't have to do too much. But the supporting cast around her has got to do their part as well, which we have been doing for the most part. We're a young basketball team, so you know, some of the girls have to find their way, you know.
Now, on the other side, defensively, what is it? Do you have generally like a marker that you guys try to keep teams under, or what kind of approach do you generally take to having not only good individual defense but strong team defense?
Yeah, we got some markers, we got some numbers, some categories that we're really big on. That's very important to us. So you know, we try to. I don't want to give away any secrets for everybody to kind of plan for it, but we definitely have some things that we look forward to, some things that are important to us that we try to make sure we execute on, you know what I mean, defensively. But again, middle drives and fouling in the paint, those type of things right there, you know, we stressed on it, and we didn't do a good job tonight on keeping the ball out the paint. And once we were there, you know, we didn't do a good job of keeping our hands out of there. So, you know, we put them on the line a lot. You know?
I believe it's 6 and 10 after tonight, 6 and 9 after tonight.
Record?
Yes, sir.
No, it is 6 and 7.
6 and 7, excuse me, going forward. Well, good luck, Coach. Thank you very much for taking the time with us, and look to continue that continued success going forward.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate it, boss man. Thank you very much.
Have a good one, Coach. Thank you.
Welcome to House of Energy, where fitness is more than just a journey. It's a community. Here you'll find strength in numbers with hip-hop cycling, extreme step, and our strength and conditioning HIIT class FitX. Class is designed for all fitness levels. Together we push limits, reach goals, and celebrate victories because no one has to do it alone.
What it means to me to be a lifesaver is going above and beyond.
That we are a patient-centered facility. We are family-oriented, and we believe in taking care of our community and neighborhood.
My personal favorite is being able to help.
Our staff does take into consideration, hey, this is like my mom, this is like my grandma, you know, and so the biggest factor is knowing that we don't just, hey, you know what, rush them in and out. No, we genuinely take our time to go ahead and make sure that each patient is taken care of properly.
Lifesavers is different from other providers. When you walk in through the doors, we are like family.
I mean, we're a small organization, and that gives us this family feel of, I have people that I can rely on, just like I'd call my brother and say, hey, I need help, and everyone jumps on board, and we're there for each other.
Lifesavers Emergency Room is your #1 ER for medical care. Your emergency or concern is our priority.
So Loteria is Mexican bingo, is what it is. And Loteria night started here at Space City Birria because during the pandemic, downtown was a ghost town. There was just nobody walking the streets of downtown. And I got the bright idea to one day host a Loteria night here in the restaurant. If you know anything about Loteria, is that usually in Mexican households, we gather around the table, usually grandma's house or mom's house, and we play loteria for hours. I'm talking till 2, 3 in the morning. It brings the family together. You gather around the table, you forget about your problems, you forget about the worries of life, and you're just in the moment, having the time of your life with your family, and you're just living in the moment. Because I know from my childhood experience, the kind of fun, good times we had around the table, I wanted to bring that experience here to our customers. My name is Humberto Martinez, and I am the founder of Space City Birria, Tacos, and More. We're located at 415 Milo Street, Houston, Texas, 77002.
At Lonestar Sausage and BBQ, we specialize in homemade sausage and slow-smoked meats. Come taste the tradition. We can't wait to serve you.
To another edition of college basketball tip-off, only on Clutch for your North American Stallions. You already know who it is, lit like Bic, Virginia Brick. Thank you for joining us as we're getting ready to dive into this second half. Tie ball game 22-22 here between the Stallions and the Eagles. Josiah Ramos leading the Eagles with 9 points, followed in by 4 points from Taj Malik Campbell, 6 points from Jesus Mendoza, and 3 points from Leo Gerardo. Scoring really fell off after those early 9 points coming from Ramos, and several turnovers, allowing the Stallions to climb back into this one. Eagles shooting about 30% from the field, 33% from deep, and 2 for 4 from the free throw line for the Stallions, and their 22 points much more evenly spread out. Leading all scorers is Caleb Malik with 6. Chambers Harris with 4. So does Damian Thomas, and 2 coming from Gowins, Lewis, Hammond, and Ingu. Stallions are starting this half on defense as Hammond early on the press against Gerardo. Stallions shot 35% in the first half, unable to make any of their 8 3-point shots, also shooting 2 for 4 from the free throw line. And despite that lack of precise shooting from behind the arc, worked their way back into this game. Gerardo contested 3, unable to get it to go. Ingu brings it down. So Gowins will slow it down as Ingu is looking for something, driving down the lane. Lewis will get back-to-back screens. But Gowins is still looking. Double screen from Ingu and Thomas. That's a pair. And driving down is Thomas. Lewis finding a way to the lane and gets fouled as he tried to split Milke Grant and Nigel Quainer. So Lewis will go to the free throw line to add to the 2 points that he had in the first half. Unable to get the first one to go. Stallions have faced some adversity at the free throw line. And in a few of their games, it has been an obstacle in a win. Most notably that aforementioned 71-70 loss against A&M University San Antonio. Another 99-93 loss just a few games ago. Second free throw for Lewis is good. And so the Stallions take the lead for the first time since the opening basket. And Grant will step out in place for him. It's Taj Malik Campbell. Gerardo working on the floor. Stallions back in their 2-3 zone, which allowed for some open looks in the first half, as the Eagles shot 4 for 12. And Lewis working around the post, knocking that ball and denying entry to Nigel Pointer. And so now we'll see the 7-2 Nam back in the game. Lets it go at the elbow is Campbell and knocks it down. Didn't take long to get the lead back, 24-23. Gowans gets it over to Thomas at the wing. He lets the three go, and it misses all of it. Air ball chance coming from the crowd, but hopefully he won't let that deter him from continuing to shoot. He hasn't had a strong night, Damian Thomas. Shooting 2 for 9 in the first half. Now 2 for 10. As the Eagles work the ball around, forcing the Stallions zone to move. Nam on the baseline, gets it back up to Gerardo. He's working inside. Malawal took a couple steps, but that's not what they're gonna call. They're gonna call a shot clock violation. So the Stallions going the other way again off of a turnover. Eagles have been sloppy in about the last 12 or so minutes. Thomas finds Lewis at the wing, driving through the center of the lane, tosses it up. Very physical defense, but no foul. And trying to get it to Nam was Campbell, but Damian Thomas had other plans. Poked away this time by Campbell, and he'll take it himself. Two-hand flush. 26-23, 3 minutes into this second half. Ingwu with the screen and roll. Gowans looking, gets it over to Thomas. Top of the key. Lewis knocks down a jumper. 26-25. Pick this pocket. That's Gowans going the other way. Easy two. Taking the lead back for the Stallions. The press is up quick. Hammond up against Gerardo. Up to Mendoza. Top of the key. Stallions communicating in that 2-3 zone. Malawal gets one. Tries to throw up a little hook. That's short. And so Thomas will pick up another rebound. Ingwu strong. Won't be denied by Taj Malik Campbell. And the Stallions have seen their biggest lead tonight. Mendoza, deep three, ties it up. And he's been shooting well tonight. Living behind the three-point line. Making him 3 for 5 tonight. Lewis trying to get position on Mendoza. Spin to the baseline. Malawal with the help. Thomas elbow jumper over knob. 31-29. Stallions leading. As we're approaching 5 minutes into the second half, Malawal driving, gets a foul. Coach Aragon communicating to Campbell. And that foul will go on Damian Thomas. Sitting at the scorer's table is Javondre Leak, along with his teammates Nico Modric, who we haven't seen since he was initially taken out by Nam, and he's taking him out now. Gutierrez in, Leak in, coming out Gerardo and Mendoza. Some fresh legs in for both teams as Fry comes in for Hammond. He's an explosive guy. Gets around the floor with ease. Up and down, left and right, all over the place. Tied up 31 apiece. 15 minutes to go in this half. The Stallions have got to make sure the offense keeps its pace this time around to make sure that they're still in this game. Thomas living around the perimeter, gets it to Fry, and he lets one go quick. That's a three-pointer. 34-31. Fry on Campbell. Gowan's on Leak. Not giving him any room to work. Quick hands, pokes it away. Leak able to recover it. Campbell straight up with the three. Short. And Thomas comes down with another rebound. Gowan's letting his offense get set. Fry and Oakley switching positions. From three, Lewis. Not Lewis, Thomas. Unable to get that to go. Gonna want to see him get down low and do a little bit more work in the post. Draw some fouls. Make the defense work. It's giving it too easy to them for your 7-foot big man to just shoot outside. Gutierrez finds Campbell in the corner, quickly met by Lewis. Jab step, baseline, jump pass. Leak gets it up, a floater, unable to get it to go. Modric couldn't get it. Campbell, strong down low, met by three Stallions, and that'll be a jump ball with the massive hands of Damian Thomas, preventing that one from even leaving Campbell's hands. The possession arrow dictates that the Stallions take possession. And Josiah Ramos will step back into this game as Leak heads to the bench. Gowan's getting the call from the sideline. Fry directing traffic, working on Modric quickly, and ooh, the way he took off, you swore he already saw that poster in his head. But instead he'll get a foul and he'll head to the line. Sean Fry held scoreless in the first half on 3 shots. Already got 3 so far in this half. And misses that first free throw. Stallions up 34-31. As we're just above 13 minutes to go. His second free throw attempt of the night is good. Stretching it to a 4-point Stallion lead. Presses up quick for the Stallions. Fry at the center of it. And this is a guy you got to make work. Ramos, leading scorer and seeming to be heartbeat for the Eagles. As Gowans puts pressure on him. Gutierrez pumps a pass, passes it over to Malawal at the elbow, and he's being pestered by Fry, and Gowans gets it over to win. Pass one more time to Thomas, and that's a finish. 37-31. Campbell bodying Lewis a little bit there. Keeping up the pressure is Gowans. Malawal, one dribble, passes it out. Gutierrez throws it away. Thomas with another steal. Eric Wynn, oh, spin move. Splits the defense. Finds Lewis on the baseline. Pump fake. No good. Thomas on the rebound. Loses it. Finds it again, loses it again, and Malawal picks it up this time. And so it'll be the Eagles going the other way. 12 minutes to go. A lot of effort being put into this both sides. And Ramos short on an elbow jumper. A good contest from Thomas, and Coach Aragon will go ahead and send Mendoza, Medina, and Quainer to the scorer's table. Chambers Harris is also sitting there for the Stallions. Driving quickly. Fry knocked away by Majwick. Campbell driving. Called for an offensive foul. Eric Wynn. Selfless defense. Body on the line to take the ball back, forcing another turnover for the Stallions. And so he'll get a breather along with Gowans, who's been putting incredible pressure on the backcourt of the Eagles this half. Chambers Harris in the game. As we'll take a quick moment to mop up the sweat on the floor. Safety being a priority, of course. A lot of things go down below the basket. Stallions coming out with intensity. 15 points so far this half. In a quicker fashion than they got it in the last half, allowing 9 so far. Fry gets it to Thomas at the top of the key. Wynn makes a move. Directing Thomas. Quick jab, goes the opposite way, slips up. And so he gets it to Chambers Harris, who lets it to Wynn, short on a 3. Mendoza, guarded by Fry in this 2-3 zone. Motion offense here from the Eagles. Screen coming up from Quainer. Trying to split the defense is Gerardo, and they'll call a foul on Thomas. And so with Malik and Ingwu at the scorer's table, Thomas and Lewis will step out for a moment. Inbounding it, Gutierrez. Gets the give and go from Campbell. Has a nice move. Gerardo working his way, driving down. Mendoza flips it up, no good. Wynn pushing the pace, and he'll decide to pull up a little bit. Allowing the offense to set is Chambers Harris. Now he's directing traffic. Ingwu starts to get set down low on the baseline. Bounce pass from Wynn at the elbow. He's strong, going up with it. No good. Wynn gets the rebound, loses it. Medina sends it up. Mendoza coming down the lane. Mendoza, deep 3, long. Gerardo on the other side of the basket to get the rebound. And a stoppage there. Unsure of what that was. No foul called, but Eagles are inbounded opposite side. 18 seconds on the shot clock as Mendoza gets it in. Medina looking for somebody, finds Gerardo. Mendoza down low in the corner, working his Quainer up against Ingwu. Ingwu rejects it, but Quainer ultimately ends up the winner as he gets it back and puts it in. 37-33. with 9:20 to go. Fry gets it back to Chambers Harris, finds Wynn at the free throw line, back out. Ball movement looking good. Malik lets it go long. Medina with the rebound. Now Gerardo's looking in the corner. Wynn with the steal and flips it out behind his back to save it. Wynn again! And he deserves it! Two-hand jam! Eric Wynn, and now an offensive foul! Chambers Harris applying pressure, forcing Gerardo into a mistake. And if you can't hear it, this crowd is leaning into the Stallions' momentum. Excellent sequence there from the Stallions as they're playing their best ball here in this second half. And so Inglewood will step out. Hammond steps in. So does Thomas. From deep, Hammond, oh, the whole bench wanted that one, but it was short. Ramos being pressured. Chambers Harris wants him to get the ball back because he's not done. And down to Majwick. Lets it go. Mendoza for his first three of the second half. Glad to see that one go in because he hasn't had much effect in this half. So his team is hoping he can bring them back in. 39-36, Win back out to Harris from behind the arc. He answers. 42-36, 8 minutes to go. Eagles break the press. Medina picks up his dribble. Ramos fakes left, goes right, flips it up, doesn't get it over Thomas. Puts it back up as Majwick, but it's no good. Win is all alone. Another one! Eric Wynn with 2 slam dunks. The instincts, the athleticism, the intensity. Stallions forcing a timeout as head coach Jesus Aragon tries to get his group together. 44-36, Stallions seeing their largest lead of the game, 7:39 to go. And we'll take a break. College basketball tip-off on Clutch. Welcome on back. It's electric in here right now as the Stallions have been absolutely terrorizing the Eagles right now. Forcing turnover after turnover, fast break point after fast break point. Mendoza finds Medina in the corner, back out to Mendoza from the top, no good. Majwick tips it to himself, Thomas rejects it, and they'll say Chambers Harris stepped on the line before he could save that ball. In the game for the Stallions, Hammond, Malik, Wynn, Thomas, and Chambers Harris. Eagles have Ramos, Mendoza, Medina, Quainer, and Majwick. Driving baseline as Ramos gets by Thomas, almost gets it to go on the reverse. but instead he'll go to the line 4-2. 7 minutes to go in this one. And this is a breather that you feel like the Eagles need, even after that timeout where they tried to break up the momentum that was strongly heading in the direction of the Stallions. Another breather here as this intense possession has still favored the Stallions defensively, really forcing the Eagles to work for every basket now as Ramos drops one in there. His first point of this half, giving him 10 now. 7 minutes on the clock, lead cut to 7. Ramos looking to cut it to 6. And he does. Ref stopping it there, resetting the clock. Not sure what the initial reason was, but still Stallions ball as Ramos comes up to meet Chambers Harris. Wynn being guarded by Quainer. Hammond guarded by Mendoza. Malik gets a quick hook shot up and over Medina. 46-38 inside of 7 minutes. Chambers Harris sticking to Ramos, give and go, but tangled up there with Thomas. And before he hits the floor, another jump ball forced by Thomas. And this time the possession goes to the Eagles, since last time it did go to the Stallions. Malawal stepping in for Medina. Ramos also coming out, and in his place, Taj Malik Campbell. Oakley Lewis comes in to give the electric Eric Wynn a breather. So Campbell will have it up top near the logo. Malawal at the elbow, takes a couple dribbles, finds his way inside, and oh, smokes an easy layup. But the ball gets back out. Quainer finds it to Campbell. In his jersey is Chambers Harris, trying to stick with him. Campbell has a size advantage, gets up and into the jersey of Thomas as he finishes a tough one. 46-40 as we approach 6 minutes left. This is the kind of intensity and physicality you like to see in a game. These guys are putting on a show, working hard, busting tail for us in this slugfest. Foul called there. And now a timeout will be called in the direction of the Stallions. So it's 5:50 to go, 46-40 in favor of the Stallions. You do? Yes, please. It's the combine, it's the combination of like, they stuck, they melted a little bit. Welcome back as we are winding down in this one. 5:50 to go. Stallions have held the lead for the majority of this half thus far. Looking to extend it here as Gowans finds Hammond on the elbow on the inbound pass. Hammond has a lot of room working against Modric. Gets a pump fake up, has Quainer jumping. Calling the ball, last tipped on the Eagles, and now Quainer and Modric going at it about defensive responsibilities. Modric didn't like being left up there alone on the perimeter, a bit out of his element. Gowans sends it in, finds Hammond at the top. Hammond attacking Mendoza, gets tangled up, and so he'll get a call. Now it's just a matter of whether they call it a shot or not, and they will. Stallions able to play, for the most part, foul-free defense, only having 3 in this half, while forcing twice as many turnovers. Hammond looking to extend the lead. And the first one rattles in, out, bounces against the glass, and falls back in. (47-40). This one to tie their largest lead. Gets it to go. 48-40, 5:32. Won't stop the Stallions from pressing. Campbell working his way up, using his body. Gets down low against Thomas. Softly lays it up, no good. Lewis comes up with it. Hay and Hammond are running against Malual. Last second dish to Lewis, no good, short off the rim. Malual getting to the baseline, met by Thomas straight up, no good, but they'll call a foul. Thomas pleading with the ref. He was strictly vertical, but what's called is called. We don't have challenges and we don't have reviews here at this level, so he'll have to live with it as Malual steps to the line. First free throw, good. Hammond stepping out. Wynn stepping in. And just from what he's done, not a super impressive box score, but you can tell the momentum that he had in an earlier sequence that he's really driven in for these Stallions on defense. Transitioning into offense. That second free throw from Malual is good. 6-point lead for the Stallions, 48-42, 5 minutes to go. Devondre Leak trying to force something off of Gowans. Gowans unfazed. And Quainer on a reach, a call, a foul as he went over the back of Malik. And because they're in the bonus, Malik will get at least 1. 7 fouls against the Eagles in this half. Thomas near the sideline, communicating with Hammond on what he sees. The women's basketball team for the Eagles unable to get Malik to miss that one. He extends the lead back up to 7. That one's good. 50-42. Roderick gets it back to Campbell. He's got a running start. And while Gowans wanted a double dribble, again, not entirely sure why the whistle was blown. Play's blown dead, but legal inbounded here. Malawal gives it back to him. 22 on the shot clock. Leak trying to get around Gowans. Gowans all over him. Stallions have moved back into a man defense. Eric Wynn hustling again and gets a turnover as a timeout's called. Head coach for the Stallions. Wynn earning his team another possession. And again, he hasn't been this lights out shooter today. Nothing in the first half, 4 here in the second half, but it's what he's provided in the way of both on and off ball defense. Say what you want, but this man has instincts and athleticism to match. Arguably the only person with the explosiveness on this team to rival his might be Sean Fry. But he's absolutely doing wonders by playing tough defense, and that's really what has been a focal point for the Stallions in this second half. In the back half of that first half, but also for the entirety of the second half so far. And it's led them to this 8-point lead. 50-42, 4:24 to go. Gowans gets it into Thomas. And now Lewis has it, dropped off to Malik. So Gowans will have it again at the logo. Stallions shouldn't be in any particular rush. 8-point lead. But you still got to be aggressive. Drives, kicks, Lewis outside for 3. Biggest lead, 11 for the Stallions. Gowans pressuring Campbell. Campbell steps back, almost could have been called a carry. Gowans in his pockets, harassing him until finally a foul is called. But mostly clean defense, and whether you're a coach or one of his teammates, that's exactly what you want to see from Gowans. Keep it up. Put pressure, force bad decisions. Ramos sends it to Malawal. Majwick, high screen. Malawal takes it in the lane, loses it on his way up. Tipped out by Quainer to Ramos. Finds Malawal on the elbow. Down low on the block. Quainer denied by Thomas. Ramos again. Drops it off down low, and just before the buzzer, Quainer able to convert. 53-44 as we approach 3 minutes left to go. Stallions looking to draw out these possessions. Still attacking, but being very mindful of the time that is on their side. Lewis up near half court. Gowans. Quick crossover. Wynn throws it in, maybe a questionable pass, and ultimately they'll say it's out on the Stallions. Tried to get it down low to Thomas. Understand the attacking mindset, but maybe panicked a little bit there, throwing it away. Approaching 2.5 minutes. Malawal picks up his dribble, so Gowans will step in. Lewis on Mendoza. Majwick trying to work against Thomas, not going for a pump fake. Gowans tried to stab in there for a 3. Fadeaway jumper over Thomas. Majwick, his first points of the game. Nearing 2 minutes. Malik almost losing the ball there, but pulls back and gets it out to Gowans, who knows to take your time here. Under 2 minutes, 7-point lead. Gowans going to work on Ramos. touch pass. Lewis, corner, three! Another one! Big three-pointer from Oakley Lewis. 10-point lead for the Stallions, and that'll cause the Eagles to call a timeout. 1:36 left to go, double-digit lead. The Stallions are on fire. We'll take a break. College basketball tip-off only on Clutch.
Saver is going above and beyond.
That we are a patient-centered facility. We are family-oriented, and we believe in taking care of our community and neighborhood.
My personal favorite is being able to help.
Our staff does take into consideration, hey, this is like my mom, this is like my grandma, you know, and so the biggest factor is knowing that we don't just, hey, you know what, rush them in and out. No, we genuinely take our time to go ahead and make sure that each patient is taken care of properly.
Lifesavers is different from other providers. When you walk in through the doors, we are like family.
I mean, we're a small organization, and that gives us this family feel of, I have people that I can rely on, just like I'd call my brother and say, hey, I need help, and everyone jumps on board, and we're there for each other.
Lifesavers Emergency Room is your #1 ER for medical care. Your emergency or concern is our priority.
We're back to this thrilling matchup here. Stallions seeing their lead expand back to 10. Playing with all sorts of intensity and energy this second half. Really scrambling the Eagles as Campbell turns it over on the inbound. Gowans found that one in his lap as he was guarding Ramos. Sean Fry on the sideline at the scorer's table. Gowans steps back, fakes, puts one over Ramos, doesn't get the bounce. Campbell tries to throw it off of Lewis, doesn't get it, but Gerardo gets the ball up. Mendoza, he puts up a quick one. That one's out. Malik comes down with the rebound. And Eric Wynn will slow it down. Gowans finds his way across half court. Had a chance to drive the lane, but is taking his time. Touch pass to Malik from Wynn, who has it back again. Splits the defense. Finds Thomas down. No! Easy dunk. Biggest lead of the night, 12 points for the Stallions. As we're under 30 seconds, Ramos chucks one, no good. Thomas brings it down, and that ought to do it. As the Stallions lead by 12, 15 seconds to go. Don't expect a foul to come. And your North American Stallions will improve to 5-9 on what has to be described as just an absolutely stellar second half. Led by the defense, transitioning into offense. Absolutely explosive plays coming from Sean Fry, from Tevin Gowans, from Eric Wynn. Damian Thomas struggled early in the game, but found much of his contributions coming in that second half. Yes, offensively, finding some points, but his presence defensively was really what sealed it. Eagles unable to get easy looks inside. Clutch threes coming from Oakley Lewis. Chambers Harris also contributing some very intense defense. And we'll come back as we'll get interviews and we will recap this game more after this short break. This is college basketball tip-off only on Clutch.
Sausage and BBQ, we specialize in homemade sausage and slow-smoked meats. Come taste the tradition We can't wait to serve you.
Sophistication in a glass. Sophie's Punch is the perfect beverage for any occasion. You can choose from one of our 9 sophisticated flavors for our teas and our lemonades and our Arnold Palmers. They are available for purchase online at sophiesppunch.com, and you can always stay connected to us on all social media platforms at Sophie's Punch. It's not just a drink, it's a mood.
Welcome to House of Energy, where fitness is more than just a journey. It's a community. Here you'll find strength in numbers with hip-hop cycling, extreme step, and our strength and conditioning HIIT class, FitX. Class is designed for all fitness levels. Together we push limits, reach goals, and celebrate victories because no one has to do it alone.
What it means to me to be a lifesaver is going above and beyond.
That we are a patient-centered facility. We are family-oriented and we believe in taking care of our community and neighborhood.
My personal favorite is being able to help.
Our staff does take into consideration, hey, this is like my mom, this is like my grandma, you know, and so the biggest factor is knowing that we don't just, hey, you know what, rush them in and out. No, we genuinely take our time to go ahead and make sure that each patient is taken care of properly.
Lifesavers is different from other providers. When you walk in through the doors, we are like family.
I mean, we're a small organization, and that gives us this family feel of, I have people that I can rely on, just like I'd call my brother and say, hey, I need help, and everyone jumps on board, and we're there for each other.
Lifesavers Emergency Room is your #1 ER for medical care. Your emergency or concern is our priority.
So Loteria is Mexican bingo, is what it is. And Loteria night started here at Space City Birria because during the pandemic, downtown was a ghost town. There was just nobody walking the streets of downtown. And I got the bright idea to one day host a Loteria night here in the restaurant. If you know anything about Loteria, is that usually in Mexican households, we gather around the table, usually grandma's house or mom's house, and we play Loteria for hours. I'm talking till 2, 3 in the morning. It brings the family together. You gather around the table, you forget about your problems, you forget about the worries of life, and you're just in the moment, having the time of your life with your family, and you're just living in the moment. Because I know from my childhood experience, the kind of fun, good times we had around the table, I wanted to bring that experience here to our customers. My name is Humberto Martinez, and I am the founder of Space City Birria, Tacos, and More. We're located at 415 Milam Street, Houston, Texas, 77002.
At Lonestar Sausage and BBQ, we specialize in homemade sausage and slow-smoked meats. Come taste the tradition We can't wait to serve you.
Sophistication in a glass. Sophie's Punch is the perfect beverage for any occasion. You can choose from one of our 9 sophisticated flavors for our teas and our lemonades and our Arnold Palmers. They are available for purchase online at sophiespunch.com, and you can always stay connected to us on all social media platforms at Sophie's Punch. It's not just a drink, it's a mood.
Welcome to House of Energy, where fitness is more than just a journey. It's a community. Here you'll find strength in numbers with hip-hop cycling, extreme step, and our strength and conditioning HIIT class FitX. Class is designed for all fitness levels. Together we push limits, reach goals, and celebrate victories because no one has to do it alone.
What it means to me to be a lifesaver is going above and beyond.
That we are a patient-centered facility. We are family-oriented, and we believe in taking care of our community and neighborhood.
My personal favorite is being able to help.
Our staff does take into consideration, hey, this is like my mom, this is like my grandma, you know, and so the biggest factor is knowing that we don't just, hey, you know what, rush them in and out. No, we genuinely take our time to go ahead and make sure that each patient is taken care of properly.
Lifesavers is different from other providers. When you walk in through the doors, we are like family.
I mean, we're a small organization, and that gives us this family feel of, I have people that I can rely on, just like I'd call my brother and say, hey, I need help, and everyone jumps on board, and we're there for each other.
Lifesavers Emergency Room is your #1 ER for medical care. Your emergency or concern is our priority.
So Loteria is Mexican bingo, is what it is. And Loteria night started here at Space City Birria because during the pandemic, downtown was a ghost town. There was just nobody walking the streets of downtown. And I got the bright idea to one day host a Loteria night here in the restaurant. If you know anything about Loteria, is that usually in Mexican households, we gather around the table, usually grandma's house or mom's house, and we play Loteria for hours. I'm talking till 2, 3 in the morning. It brings the family together. You gather around the table, you forget about your problems, you forget about the worries of life, and you're just in the moment, having the time of your life with your family, and you're just living in the moment. Because I know from my childhood experience, the kind of fun, good times we had around the table, I wanted to bring that experience here to our customers. My name is Humberto Martinez, and I am the founder of Space City Birria, Tacos, and more. We're located at 415 Milo Street, Houston, Texas, 77002.
At Lonestar Sausage and BBQ, we specialize in homemade sausage and slow-smoked meats. Come taste the tradition. We can't wait to serve you.
sophistication in a glass, Sophie's Punch is the perfect beverage for any occasion. You can choose from one of our 9 sophisticated flavors for our teas and our lemonades and our Arnold Palmers. They are available for purchase online at sophiesppunch.com, and you can always stay connected to us on all social media platforms at Sophie's Punch.
This is Virginia Brick with Jamar Cameron, Damian Thomas, Coach Doze. Appreciate you gentlemen stepping out here to do this real quick. I wanted to start with you, Coach, actually, to tell us a bit about how that game went down. I know in the first half things started off a little shaky, but you guys really picked it up in the second of that half, and then the intensity just followed from there in the second half. So kind of run us through that real quick.
Well, we kind of been battle tested all season. We've been working on fighting through adversity. So, I mean, in the beginning, it was just adversity, and we respond the right way. So I'm proud of the guys for doing that, for sure.
No, they absolutely responded with serious intensity going in that second half, and that's what leads me to you, DT. I mean, it started off a little slow offensively, but you really showed your presence in that second half. Defensively, ended up with 5 blocks. So kind of talk us through how you were able to just be in the right place everywhere.
I started off with a slow start, but I relied on my teammates, EJ Wynn, Oakley, hitting big shots, EJ playing real strong defense, and I kind of responded off their energy, and that's what pushed me down the stretch in the last couple minutes of the game.
Yeah. And Jamar, I mean, maybe not what everybody would look for in necessarily an offensive game, but you definitely play that role as a manager. On both sides of the floor, we see the communication, we see the ball handling. Can you tell us more about like what your approach is when you step into the game?
Just being positive, trying to encourage my teammates. As you can see during the game, though I may not be scoring the ball well, I'm giving my teammates energy. I'm trying to boost their confidence. Though it might not be in my favor this game, I would like it to be in theirs. Just giving all the glory, honor, and praise to the Most High.
Yeah, and I just want to say real quick, I appreciate you guys stepping out here. It was absolutely electric to watch you guys from here and going on those runs you went on. So, Coach, can you tell us just real quick before we go what your plan is? Have you thought at all about the next game, or what's your mentality stepping over to the next?
We're just taking one day at a time, but we're going to be ready, though. We're going to be ready.
All right, we heard it here first. Here's college basketball tip-off only on Clutch, here with Coach Doze, DT, and Jamar Cameron. So that'll do it for us. Thank you, gentlemen. You guys have good luck.